Oh my goodness, this is a lot harder than I thought. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am so excited to be here. You guys may or may not know me if you're new. Hi, hello, welcome to this figment of imagination and this realm here where we talk about spirituality and we try to keep it relatable. Because let's be honest, sometimes this spiritual journey, it journeys a little too hard, okay? So on today's video, I am wanting to address a couple things, but I also mainly want to talk about this amazing channel message that I got. And I feel like it's so imperative nowadays to share it with you guys. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I'm going to make it as quick, precise to the point. So let's go ahead and get started. If you guys may or may not follow me, I tend to post a lot of content on TikTok. It has been one of the most amazing platforms. It has allowed me to expand and connect with over 100,000 of you guys, which has been truly amazing. However, I feel like I'm being called to expand. So that's what we're doing here. So I am going to still be posting on TikTok, but I'm going to make this my main channel. So we're going to be doing channeled messages, tarot readings. We're going to be talking about spirituality, the spiritual journey. And most important of all, my intention with this whole channel and this community that we're building is to talk about spirituality while also keeping it relatable. And the reason why I say that is because a lot of the times it's so easy to go into the spiritual journey, which if you're here, you're going through the journey, right? I'm assuming you're going through this whole spiritual awakening, dark night of the soul, receiving intuitive hits, right? You're going through a shakeup. And it's not easy. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys. It's not easy. It's full of positivity, light, and joy, but it's also full of a lot of sadness, anger, resentment, jealousy. There's so much that goes into it, right? So I want to keep spirituality relatable. I want to talk about the subjects that a lot of people don't want to talk about simply because we're spiritually bypassing. So if you're interested in that type of content, just really raw, there is no really sense of direction. It's just kind of allowing this to be a safe space for you so that you feel honored, so that you feel like you're not alone. Because oftentimes during the spiritual journey, we can tend to feel very alone. So I do believe that one of my core purposes here on earth is to help other light beings transcend and be a part of this community so that we all feel very much supported. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. Maybe you know other people that are going through this process and they would benefit from this community, from this content, and I really genuinely appreciate it. So let's go ahead and get started on today's channeled message. It is safe to say, by the way, I think it's important because I feel spirit and I'm getting chills as I'm saying this. I think it's really important to address everything that's going on in the world right now. Bringing awareness to what's going on. I'm getting chills and I'm getting emotional. Everything that's going on across the world, which does affect us. And I am not here to spiritually bypass you. I am not here to be a part of that whole collective consciousness. I do genuinely think that in order for us to step into our true most innate power, we have to be willing to embrace both light and dark. It is not sufficient to just turn a blind eye and throw love into something. Yes, love moves a lot of energy, but so does divine action. So today when I woke up this morning, I felt really heavy. And I felt like this energy of dread and just sadness and anger and resentment. And over the past couple days, I've been personally working through releasing a lot of blockages in my solar plexus specifically. So I've been doing a lot of cleanses, which is why my skin's detoxing, my whole body's detoxing. Been doing a lot of juicing and really grounding and connecting. And I realized that as I am observing what's going on across the world, across from me, it is so easy to start losing hope. And I'm not here to spiritually bypass. I do think that everything that is happening is created by the Most High. Whether you want to consider that God, spirit, the universe, it does not matter. It's really one and the same. And even though I know that the plan that we all have signed up for, because I do think we have signed up for this, that still does not mean that we don't have human emotions, that we don't have energy that gets stimulated and that is in motion. So for me this morning, I have been feeling just this energy of like a lot of sadness, a lot of release. So the channeled message this morning is, because the world's going through this huge purge and this huge state of sadness, so are we. As within, so without, as without, so within, right? So we are similarly experiencing in different ways what's going on across the world. And I think it's important to understand this, because if you're an empath, if you are a starseed light worker, whatever you want to consider yourself, to be honest, it's all one and the same. They're just all labels at the end of the day. But the point is, you're a very highly sensitive and capable and connected soul. So you feel these things. And a lot of the times, and to be honest with you, no, it's getting hard to hold this. To be honest with you, it is exasperating sometimes living in this planet. However, this morning Spirit reminded me so strongly, P, you chose to come down here. You chose to come down here at this time. So I just want to remind you, what a time to be alive right now. Even if it doesn't feel like it. Even if there's a lot going on right now. So the recommendations from Spirit were as followed. Because there's so much chaos, so much purging, so much disassociation in certain areas. You know what they were showing me earlier? They were showing me the Seven of Cups. Now, if you know I do tarot, and I use tarot as a tool. And sometimes, even though I'm not using the physical cards, Spirit will give me the cards in my mind's eye, just so that I can get an understanding of what they're trying to tell me. And they were basically telling me right now that a lot of illusions are being, dismantled. A lot of illusions are being given and revealed. And the reason why this is important is because, as without, so within, you're seeing these illusions being revealed on the outside, but at the same time, it's going on within you. So maybe you're starting to make peace. Maybe you're starting to see the darker parts of you. Maybe you're starting to see the parts of you that maybe you've been pushing down. So at this time, because we are in Taurus season, and if you know, Taurus is slow and practical. It's practical, but it's slow. This is not a time right now to be pushing yourself or overexerting yourself. And the reason why I say this is because this morning, I consider myself a pretty motivated individual, a pretty organized individual. Hence, I do also have my moon in Taurus and my rising in Taurus. So I do have a lot of earth in my chart. I believe that's a stellium is what we call. But all of that to say, when I woke up this morning, I consider myself a pretty productive person. But this past week, you guys, ever since the new moon in Taurus, I have been so tired, just exhausted, like to the point where I'll get up from literally getting 10 hours of sleep, and all I want to do is just sleep even more. And I've noticed that this week, for me personally, it has been such a challenging position for me to be in, because I feel like I've been fighting my ego and my shadow, right? My ego, my shadow are telling me you're not doing enough. You're not enough. We got to get out there. We got to produce. We got to do. So if you're finding yourself right now with the current status of the world, with everything that's going on, all of the things that are being revealed, I hope you find some sort of solace and some sort of peace. And you understand that as all of this is happening, there's also a part of you that is purging, that is mourning, that is releasing, because you are energetically tied to everyone. So even though what's going across the world is not physically happening to you, you are an extension of that, which is why I don't understand how certain people just don't care. I'll never understand it. And some things we're just not meant to understand. We're responsible for our journey and our purpose here. So right now, what Spirit was telling me early this morning is grounding is so important, you guys, especially during Taurus season. Taurus is the bull. So it's all about slow and steady. This is not a get rich scheme, 0 to 100. Let's just go full force. We're no longer in Aries season. So this is Taurus. We're talking about luxury. We're talking about a bull doesn't move unless it needs to move. So right now, what we're seeing both on a personal but also collective level is slow change. And just because you're moving slow doesn't mean you're not moving. It doesn't mean you're not moving. So slow, practical steps. So if you wake up in the morning and you're not feeling inspired to start that podcast, to publish this thing, to do this thing, and let's be honest, like I found myself in that this week. I was like, I have so many things I want to do, but I don't know how to even start to incorporate them and how to even do them. So just be mindful that there are reasons behind why you feel a certain way. And it doesn't make it wrong or right. I think the judgment is what creates a lot of stress, because then you're feeling like your feelings aren't valid. And then it's like triggering and it like repeats this whole cycle, right? So what Spirit was telling me, grounding is so important. Rest is so important. Nourishing foods is so important. Going out into the sun and getting what we call light codes is so important. So find a way to slow down, especially as we head into this weekend, because this weekend is very intense. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be uploading this video on Friday. So the energy is already going to be pretty up there. It's literally 1313 as I said that. That's so funny. Confirmation. But all that to say is don't be afraid to take it slow. A lot of the times we fight ourselves thinking that we need to go fast because that's the way to get things done. Remember, when you are following your ego, you want to rush. But when you're following your soul doesn't rush because it's not in a timeline. It's not in a timeline. It is eternal. So, and that's the type of lifestyle that you are aligning to, especially if you're here watching this video. So the channel message is rest, take it easy, slow down, go out into nature. Definitely hydrate, you guys. I can't stress this enough. Eating a lot of grounding foods. Some of you guys could be working on your solar plexus. That's what came through very strongly. So over the past couple of days, maybe you've been releasing a lot of stuck energy around fears of being seen, the confidence, speaking your truth, having a keen sense of direction or an understanding of where you're headed. We all have masculine and feminine energies. We've talked about this before, but it's really, really important to connect with those energies within yourself and really understand, right? Really understand what's going on here. Because if you can understand what's going on here, then you can understand what's going on out there. So, and I'm going to say this, and I've said this before, and it does come from Spirit, is like, just because the world's in chaos does not mean you need to be in chaos. You can still empathize, you can still use your voice, use your discernment, use your powers, and still protect yourself and protect your peace. So this morning, Spirit was basically telling me, don't push yourself. If it's not there, then it's not the right time. Now, of course, there is such thing as discernment. There is such thing as using your own intuition. Sometimes we do want to challenge ourselves, but also sometimes we have to learn when it's necessary to rest. Let us start to normalize the idea that rest is productive. After all, you are living in a human vessel. it does need rest. Learn to listen to your body. That's one thing that Tauruses are very good at, is listening and being in their body, because it's such a physical root chakra energy. So for you guys, I feel like what's highlighted right now is your first 3 chakras, but the main one that I'm feeling very strongly on a collective level is the solar plexus, which is the rage, the anger. Because when this solar plexus, when this chakra specifically is out of balance, guess what it does? It's tyranny, it's anger, it's aggression, right? It's narcissism, it's gaslighting. So we're experiencing that within ourselves and also outwardly. And again, it's not about spiritually bypassing yourself. It's not about saying, oh, I don't want to feel those feelings. This suppression is not going to work. Especially if you know Taurus. Tauruses are very honest, very brutal. So the whole suppression and putting things to the side is just not going to work. So you will be called to address your anger. So the best way right now that you can address anger is take pen and paper and put your feelings on there. If you want to go on a walk, if you have the extra energy and the extra anxiety, because let's be honest, there is a looming energy of anxiety collectively. And if you don't drink coffee, and maybe you did, or caffeine, whatever you resonate with, but you know the feeling of jitters, right? You know that like when you drink a little too much coffee or you drink a little too much caffeine, you kind of like literally get jittery. That's kind of the underlying energy. Is like we're kind of feeling like this jitter, like we feel like a huge, massive change is coming towards us, but it's like we can't tell what it is. And pretty much the whole like visual that Spirit was giving me is you're neither here nor there. And it's such a common theme around this year, right? Like this time of year. It's like there's a part of the new world that's here, but there's remnants of the old one. So we're kind of in that in-between stage, which is probably why you're feeling exhausted. Also, thank you. There's huge confirmations and huge downloads coming in through dreams, you guys. The dream, the astral is so on fire right now. There could be so many dreams coming up. You are so encouraged right now. This is why it's so important to rest. If you feel like you need to sleep more and slow down and nurture yourself, please listen to that. It is not going to serve you in Taurus season or anywhere in life to go on burnout. They were showing me the 9 of Wands, which is such a burnout energy, right? Also, similarly, as we're talking about burnout with the 9 of Wands and the 7 of Cups, I will say, and I don't want to shift too much into this. You guys let me know if you want to see more content like this, although that's not primarily what I enjoy to do, but I'm open to doing it for you. I'm seeing a lot of celebrities being burnt out at this time. And what I mean by this is I think we're going to start seeing the veil kind of shift and open towards what this reality really has been. And I think we're awakening to that as we awaken within ourselves. Because remember, you can only see the illusions outwardly whenever you've made peace with the illusions that you've been feeding within yourself. You can only see outside what you also similarly see within. So again, the more you do your healing work, and again, I just want to preface, because this is also what Spirit was saying, is you're not healing to become anything, you guys. You're healing so that you can let go of all those preconceived notions that told you that you needed to be someone other than yourself. That's really why you're healing. So you're not healing to become anything. There's nothing to become. You already are. What you are doing is you're removing all of those limiting beliefs, those thought patterns that are outdated and that no longer serve you. And let's be honest, that is no easy job. It takes time. It takes time. And there's also an integration period. And we must respect that and make peace with that. So today's channel message was really about rest, about discernment. Listen to your body. If you feel energized and you feel like you have the excess energy to burn a little bit more of that, go ahead and do that. If you feel like you need to slow down, take a pause, put your phone on airplane mode and focus just on yourself alone, do that as well. If you feel like you need a little bit of extra food, listen to your body. And of course, use your discernment, but listen to your body because your body is telling you so much and it's in alignment with your soul. Also, listen to your dreams. What are they telling you? You could be moving through a lot of things right now subconsciously that are helping you show up better in this consciousness, in this reality. So again, lots of messages coming through. Make sure you're working on your solar plexus. So finding ways, if you're finding yourself going through a detox, and you're feeling all these feelings, you could be getting IBS, you could be feeling like, acid reflux or migraines. Trust your body. There's also a lot of regeneration and also a lot of downloads and what we call new programming coming in is what Spirit told me. So just make sure you're listening to your body and tuning in and doing what's best for you. I know for me, I've been juicing. I wasn't lying. I've been juicing and kind of listening to my body, going more often on walks, definitely soaking up some sun, which is what I will be doing after this video is recorded and edited. So I am so excited. There's so much going on collectively. Allow yourself to feel your feelings. The only way through is through. There's no easy fix. That is the channel message for today. So make sure to slow down, nurture yourself, take the weekend for yourself, take some time to self-reflect, connect to spirit, connect to your inner self, and most importantly, listen to your body because it's never going to lead you wrong. So with that being said, that is today's channel message. That is today's video. I am so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed. There is definitely going to be more content coming out. It's not always going to be channel messages, but it's going to be entertaining nonetheless. So if you enjoy that, make sure to subscribe, hit like, share, comment. I am so excited you guys are here, and I'm genuinely so excited for this new birth and this new journey that we're all about to embark on. So take care. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you on the next video.